Hello everyone, and welcome to Earth Archives. Every time we look up at the starry sky on a clear night, the twinkling stars seem to tell the infinite mysteries of the universe. We can't help but wonder, does this vast universe belong only to us humans on Earth? In this sea of stars, is Earth the only place with intelligent life? This question was actually raised by the famous physicist Enrico Fermi back in the 1950s. Sparking a long-standing debate among scientists and philosophers. This question is famously known as the Fermi Paradox. The core issue of the Fermi Paradox is actually very simple. If the universe is so vast, with countless stars and planets, then logically, there should be other extraterrestrial civilizations coexisting with us. Why have we still not discovered any signs of them? This question seems full of contradictions. According to modern astronomy, there are over 100 billion stars in the universe, and each star may have multiple planets, so the possibility of life should be extremely high. Why, then, have we not yet encountered any extraterrestrial intelligent civilizations? This question still remains unanswered to this day. The vastness of the universe and the infinite possibilities of life. When we talk about the universe, we often find ourselves irresistibly drawn to its vastness and mystery. Imagine this. According to current scientific research, the observable universe has a diameter of approximately 90 billion light-years. In this boundless dark expanse, countless star clusters are scattered like twinkling grains of sand, adorning the black canvas of the sky. Even more astonishing, according to astronomers, the universe contains at least 100 billion galaxies, each hosting hundreds of billions of stars. Given such a scale, doesn't the possibility of other life existing in the universe seem remarkably high? Especially when we focus on our own galaxy, the Milky Way, the familiar galaxy that we call home, it raises the intriguing question of whether there are other planets like Earth that host life. Within our Milky Way, scientists estimate there are about 400 billion stars, and among them, about 20 billion stars are similar to the Sun. Some of these stars may have planets within the so-called habitable zone, where conditions are just right for life to exist. The habitable zone refers to the region around a star where the distance is ideal for liquid water to exist, a crucial factor for life to emerge and thrive. So, assuming that some of these stars have planets within the habitable zone, and even if we assume that 0.1% of those planets have life, the number of planets with life in our galaxy would reach up to 1 million. Imagine that if life on these planets is similar to life on Earth, or even older, some civilizations might have developed billions of years earlier than ours. Such civilizations might even possess advanced enough technology to conduct interstellar travel, exploring other galaxies and planets. However, despite the fact that so many planets could potentially host life, and some civilizations could have developed highly advanced technology, why have we still not discovered any trace of extraterrestrial civilizations? This is the core issue presented by the Fermi Paradox. On one hand, this paradox is astonishing, and on the other hand, it leaves us deeply puzzled. If intelligent life does exist elsewhere in the universe, where are they? Why have we not received any signals from them, or even found a single clue to their existence? Fermi Paradox. Why can't we find alien civilizations? The core question of the Fermi Paradox can be considered one of humanity's greatest mysteries about intelligent life in the universe. If there are so many planets in the universe that are suitable for life, why have we not discovered extraterrestrial civilizations? This question was first posed in 1950 by the famous physicist Enrico Fermi during an informal discussion with other scientists. This simple yet profound question still puzzles scientists around the world and remains a central issue in the quest to explore the mysteries of the universe. So, let's take a closer look at the background of this question. If humanity hopes to someday travel to other galaxies, we must first understand the vast scale of our Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way, which is the galaxy we inhabit, has a diameter of about 100,000 to 200,000 light-years. This means that it would take light several 100,000 years to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other. Currently, humanity's most advanced space probe, the Parker Solar Probe, which flies at an incredible speed of 200 kilometers per second, would still take 150 years to travel just 1 light year. Imagine, even with the most advanced spacecraft we have today, such speeds are far from enough to break free of the Milky Way's boundaries, and crossing the entire galaxy or even traveling to other galaxies seems almost unattainable. This means that with our current level of technology, humanity is unable to personally explore other galaxies or make contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. Our exploration remains confined to our own galaxy. So, the question arises, if we cannot overcome such vast distances, do other extraterrestrial civilizations face the same dilemma? If they already exist and possess more advanced technology than us, have they found some way to overcome these barriers and engage in interstellar travel? Or perhaps these civilizations have already surpassed our understanding in certain ways? At this point, we can't help but wonder if extraterrestrial civilizations exist somewhere in the Milky Way, and their technology has already reached the point where they can break free from the confines of our galaxy and travel between stars. Why have we not received any signals from them? Why haven't we discovered any traces of their existence or been able to communicate with them? Life and civilization in the Milky Way. As we gaze at the vast Milky Way, we may be astonished by the sheer number of stars and planets it contains. The Milky Way is home to over 400 billion stars, approximately 20 billion of which are similar to the Sun surrounding these stars. There could be countless planets. These planets might reside in the so-called habitable zone, a region where liquid water can exist and life may be possible. If even 0.1% of these planets harbor life, then there could be as many as 1 million life-bearing planets in the entire galaxy. Such a figure prompts us to wonder, why haven't these life forms reached out to us? Or, at the very least, why haven't we discovered any signs of their existence? What is even more shocking is the history of the Milky Way. The galaxy is approximately 13 billion years old, while Earth has only existed for about 4.5 billion years. This means that long before Earth was born, the Milky Way had already undergone over 8 billion years of evolution. During this lengthy period, life on certain planets may have begun developing even before life emerged on Earth. If these planets hosted civilizations that were more advanced and existed earlier than ours, they could have achieved interstellar travel before us, or perhaps even reached a level of technological advancement that surpasses ours. Yet the question remains, where are these civilizations? Why have they not yet appeared in our view or been able to make contact with us? The classification of advanced civilizations, from the Fermi Paradox to the Kardashev scale. To better explain why we have not yet discovered extraterrestrial civilizations, physicist Nikolai Kardashev proposed a fascinating and profound theory known as the Kardashev scale. This theory classifies civilizations in the universe based on the scale of energy they are able to control, offering a new perspective on the development and existence of extraterrestrial civilizations. First, a Type 1 civilization, simply put, is one that can fully utilize all the energy available on its home planet. For humanity, we are currently about 73% of the way to reaching this level. We have developed various energy sources, such as solar, wind, and nuclear power, but we still rely on the Earth's limited resources and have not yet mastered all the energy available on our planet. This also explains why we have not been able to break through the boundaries of other star systems, because we have not yet harnessed enough energy to conduct long-distance space travel. Next is a Type 2 civilization, which can harness the energy of an entire star system. This may sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but according to Kardashev's theory, such a civilization is entirely feasible. Imagine such a civilization could build massive structures like a Dyson sphere, a hypothetical megastructure surrounding a star that captures all of the star's energy and converts it into resources for the civilization. This civilization would no longer be limited by the energy of a single planet or star. They could expand their energy usage infinitely and even sustain long-term interstellar exploration and travel. Finally, a Type 3 civilization would have the technology to control all the energy of an entire galaxy. Imagine that the technology of this civilization would reach an almost incomprehensible level. They would have complete control over the resources of every star, planet, and even the entire galaxy. To us, such a civilization might seem godlike. Their abilities and intelligence would exceed our current scientific understanding, allowing them to perform operations such as intergalactic travel, interstellar communication, and other unimaginable technological feats. So why haven't such civilizations appeared, or more specifically, why have we not discovered their existence? According to the Kardashev scale, the development of a civilization requires vast amounts of energy and time. As a civilization's level increases, the required energy scale grows exponentially. Perhaps this is why we have not been able to contact other extraterrestrial civilizations, because they might be at a level higher than ours, while we are still at the starting phase, or their development speed and the time difference between their existence and ours are so vast that we cannot synchronize. Why haven't we found extraterrestrial civilizations? The Fermi Paradox. If there are so many planets in the universe that are suitable for life, why haven't we found any extraterrestrial civilizations yet? Still remains unanswered. However, the scientific community has proposed several possible explanations to help us understand this challenging mystery. Below are two primary explanations. There are no Type 2 or Type 3 civilizations. This explanation suggests that there may not be any civilizations in the universe as advanced as we imagine. While calculations based on the Kardashev scale suggest that there could be millions of planets with life in our galaxy, unknown factors may have prevented these civilizations from evolving to the levels of Type 2 or Type 3 civilizations. These unknown factors are often referred to as the Great Filter. The Great Filter could be a critical point in the evolutionary process of life that prevents most civilizations from advancing. For example, the origin of life might be extremely difficult, and in the early stages of the universe, the conditions required for life to form could have been very harsh. As a result, the number of planets capable of developing intelligent civilizations might be far smaller than we anticipated. From this perspective, the emergence of life itself may be such a rare and challenging event that even though there are many planets, the number of planets that can evolve into highly advanced civilizations is quite limited. In other words, our civilization could be an extraordinarily rare occurrence, and this might explain why we have not yet been contacted by other intelligent civilizations. Advanced civilizations exist, but we can't make contact. The second explanation posits that Type 2 or Type 3 civilizations do indeed exist in the universe, but we are unable to make effective contact with them. This can be likened to sitting in a closed room trying to communicate with the outside world using Morse code, but the outside world cannot hear your signal. In other words, extraterrestrial civilizations may have developed technologies far beyond ours long before we did, entering a stage that we cannot comprehend. The technologies and ways of life of these civilizations may be entirely different from anything we currently understand. Their communication methods, energy usage, and even thought processes could be vastly different from our existing technologies and knowledge. They may have far surpassed the physical laws we are familiar with and could have developed forms of communication or interaction that we cannot fathom, such as quantum communication or other advanced methods. Perhaps they no longer rely on traditional radio waves or any signals that we can understand for communication. From this perspective, the reason we cannot contact them could be because our civilization has not yet evolved to the point where we can understand or receive their signals. Both of these explanations present different hypotheses. On one hand, there may be significant developmental barriers in the universe that are difficult to overcome, while on the other, our civilization may still be in a relatively primitive stage, unable to comprehend or contact more advanced civilizations. Regardless of which explanation is true, both encourage us to reflect more deeply on the distribution and development of intelligent life in the universe and inspire endless imagination about the unknown. Final thoughts. The future of humanity. Whether extraterrestrial civilizations exist or whether we will ever make contact with them, all of this fills us with endless unknowns and uncertainties about the future. The age of the universe has already surpassed 13 billion years, while the history of human civilization is only a mere 250,000 years. This vast time difference makes us ponder. Can humanity's civilization continue to exist and develop over the next few million years, just like other interstellar civilizations? While we may not be able to predict our own future or unravel the mystery of the Fermi Paradox, it is precisely this allure of the unknown that makes the universe so fascinating. Whether it's the exploration of the origins of life or the search for extraterrestrial civilizations, all of this fuels our imagination and curiosity. Every time we gaze at the starry sky and imagine those possible alien civilizations, the longing to connect with the unknown rises within us. Perhaps it is these very questions that drive us to explore the universe, and perhaps one day we will discover the intelligent life hidden deep within the cosmos. Or maybe we will surpass the technological limits we currently face and embark on interstellar travel, moving toward a broader future. Although we may not be able to uncover all the mysteries at this moment, this is precisely the joy of exploring the universe. Behind every question lies endless possibilities, and each solution to a puzzle may bring even more questions worth pursuing. Perhaps it is this allure of uncertainty that drives us forward into the unknown. That's all for today's video. If you're also interested in topics like this, feel free to leave a comment, and let's discuss together. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.